Welcome to another show. Today, we're going to rank Superman actors Part 2, the animated shows.
Mr. Kent, we're scheduled to meet the convoy ourselves in a few hours.
That's fine.
How's that, sir?
I said that's fine.
Number 10 actor on our list is Lee Royce. After Fleischer Studios became famous studios, Bud Collier could no longer voice Superman as the studio moved to New Jersey, and Collier was still voicing Superman on radio out of New York. So he was replaced with Lee Royce, who was best known for voicing Bluto in the Fleischer Popeye the Sailor cartoons, now being both the voice and rotoscope model for Superman. And Barbara Willock, now voicing Lois Lane after beating out other contenders in her audition with her distinctive Lois Lane scream. There was also a change in the storylines of the series as it took on a grimmer and more horrific tone.
This looks like a job for Superman.
First 9 cartoons had more of a science fiction aspect to them. They involved the Man of Steel fighting robots, giant monsters, meteors from outer space, and natural perils. There are 8 cartoons in the series, which were all famous studio productions, dealt more with World War II propaganda. Stories such as The 11th Hour, which finds Superman going to Japan to commit acts of sabotage to reduce the morale of the enemy. And then there was an angered German leader who appears at the end of Jungle Drums after Superman foils another Rhymes with Ratsy plot. Yes, I had to dance around the name of the German leader, A.H., and the name of the party which he belonged to, in order to make YouTube happy.
Museum is closing.
You look funny.
Maybe I should have worn the cape.
And now let's look at the number 9 actor on our list, Yuri Lowenthal.
I'm free.
Legion of Superheroes is an American animated television series produced by Warner Brothers Animation, adapted from the DC Comics series of the same name. It debuted on September 23, 2006, and centers on a young Superman's adventures in the 31st century, fighting alongside the eponymous group of superheroes. The series drew on the rich history of the Legion of Superheroes, taking inspiration from stories set during all time periods of the team's nearly 50-year history in comics. It also had a tie-in spin-off comic book series, Legions of Superheroes in the 31st Century, and that lasted 20 issues. The series was canceled after its second season.
I've always had a flair for the dramatic. As you well know, Superman.
If Clark's Superman, then I'm Wonder Woman.
The number 8 actor on our list is Bo Weaver.
Thanks, Lois. I think. Come clean, Steel Brains. I saw you change at the racetrack.
The 1988 Superman, produced by Ruby Spears Enterprises for Warner Brothers Television, aired on CBS from September 17th to December 10th, 1988. It featured the DC Comics superhero of the same name, and it coincided with the character's 50th anniversary, along with the live-action Superboy TV series that year. Veteran comic book writer Marv Wolfman was the head story editor, and comic book artist Jill Kane provided character designs. The series was notable for introducing Marv Wolfman's conception of Lex Luthor into the animation. In the first episode, Luthor was portrayed as a billionaire, possessing a ring fashioned with a kryptonite stone, which he used to keep Superman from apprehending him. Wolfman blended characteristics of the recent comic book revamp of Luthor with Gene Hackman's portrayal of the character in live-action films.
Thanks for the assist, Parker. I didn't see parademons in today's weather forecast.
The number 7 actor on the list is Jason J. Lewis.
Gotcha, Beetle.
Huh? Aren't you supposed to be guarding the tower?
I am.
He voiced the character in Justice League Action from 2016 to 2018. Justice League Action is an American superhero animated television series based on the DC Comics superhero team Justice League. The series is produced by Jim Krieg, Butch Lukic, and Alan Burnett. The show debuted on Cartoon Network. The series features the adventures of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and all the members of the Justice League as they fight various megavillains and other threats to protect Earth. This actor on our list is Bud Collier, who also made our other Superman list.
Hi, I'm Bud Collier, and these are just a typical assortment of the many props contestants work with on Beat the Clock.
What's the time? It's a plane!
Bud Collier voiced Superman in the 1940s radio show and the animated Fleischer Superman shorts. His vocal performance captured the duality of Clark Kent and Superman, earning him recognition as one of the earliest voices of the hero. Collier's best-remembered radio starring role began in early 1940 in The Adventures of Superman on the Mutual Broadcasting System, a role he concurrently performed in the animated Superman theatrical short films. Collier supplied the voices of both Superman and his alter ego, Clark Kent, opposite radio actress Joan Alexander as Lois Lane. Every Superman episode and animated short film featured a scene in which Clark Kent changed into his Superman costume, an effect which Collier conveyed by dropping his voice from a high tenor to a bass register while speaking the phrase, "This looks like a job for Superman." Collier later commented, "The greatest fun I ever had in radio was playing Superman for 14 years. I could be as hammy as I wanted and nobody objected." Collier voiced the character for the Filmation animated shorts in the 1940s. Collier stopped voicing Superman for the animated short films while continuing to do the radio series after the 9th short because famous studios took over the series and wanted him to record in a New Jersey studio, something which Collier's radio commitments to New York City made impossible. In 1966, Collier and Alexander reprised their roles from the Filmation animated television series for the New Adventures of Superman.
No, I'm definitely available. Coordinates. Acknowledged. On my way. Sorry, Superboy. Duty calls.
5 actor on this list is Anolan North.
To uphold the values of truth, liberty, and justice. That last one's even in the name.
And North voiced Superman in Young Justice, an American superhero animated television series developed by Brandon Vietti and Greg Weisman for Cartoon Network. It's a focus on teenage and young adult superheroes. The series follows the lives of teenage superheroes and sidekicks, namely Robin, Kid Flash, Aqualad, Superboy, Miss Martian, and Artemis, who are members of a fictional covert operation group within the show. Team is a group of young heroes attached to the famous adult team, the Justice League, but operating outside of the bureaucracy that constrains the more established superhero team. The main setting is a fictional universe apart from the DC animated universe and other continuities. Designed at one point as Earth 16 in the DC Comics multiverse, it's set in a time period in which superheroes are a relatively recent phenomenon, and supervillains have all begun working in tandem in a conspiracy on behalf of a cabal of villains known as the Light. And he also voiced the character in several animated movies as well.
Tell me where the other Super Friends are, Luthor.
They're probably already on their way to the Great Hall of Justice in the sky.
Number 4 actor on our list is Danny Dark.
A quick blast of my super chilled breath should put out these places.
And Danny Dark voiced Superman in every version of Super Friends from 1973 to 1985, 12 years. That included the original version, the all-new Super Friends Hour, Challenge of the Super Friends, the world's greatest Super Friends, the 1986 version of Super Friends, the legendary Power Show, and the Galactic Guardians. The lineup of Justice League characters varied throughout the various versions, but the core Super Friends were in every episode, including Superman, Batman and Robin, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman. Various original characters were also featured in certain of the seasons, such as Wendy and Marvin with the Wonder Dog, also the Wonder Twins, Zan and Jaina, with the blue monkey-like alien called Glee.
Open your front door.
One sec.
Surprise!
The number 3 actor is Jack Quaid, and he voiced the Man of Steel on My Adventures with Superman.
Hello, miss? Are you all right?
That series premiered on Adult Swim on July 7th, 2023, with each episode released on Max shortly after broadcast. The second season began broadcasting on May 26, 2024, shifting its premiere to the network's Toonami programming block. The story follows Clark Kent as he builds his secret identity as Superman and explores his mysterious origins, and Lois Lane, whom Clark develops a crush on, and vice versa. She's on her way to becoming a star reporter, teaming up with photographer and Clark's best friend Jimmy Olsen. The trio break the stories that matter and save the day against many villains in the city metropolis.
Even this wasn't enough for you, was it? You had to have it all. Now we're on the brink of a war that could destroy the whole planet.
Could have been so perfect.
The number 2 actor on this list is George Newbern. He voiced the character in Justice League, which is an American animated television series which ran from November 17, 2001 to May 29, 2004 on Cartoon Network. The show was produced by Warner Brothers Animation, and it's America and its characters published comic. It's the series, including the new Batman adventures. The series ended after 2 seasons, but was followed by Justice League Unlimited, which aired for 3 seasons. He also voiced the character for several made-for-TV animated movies.
I heard you were crazy. I didn't think you were stupid. Bruce Wayne.
And the number 1 actor on this list is Tim Daly, for Superman the Animated Series. That premiered 10 years after the 1986 reboot of the Superman comic book character. The animated series paid tribute to both the classic Superman of old and the newer, modern Superman. For instance, the depiction of Krypton reflects the older idealized version in the Silver Age of comic books. The scope of Superman's powers reflects the more restrained contemporary concept developed by John Byrne, in that the superhero has to struggle to perform spectacular feats. However, Clark Kent is shown to be open, if quietly confident, without jeopardizing his secrets. This is like the depiction of Batman's alter ego Bruce Wayne in Batman the Animated Series. And he reprised his role as Superman in the video game Superman Shadow of Apocalypse, plus the direct-to-video releases Superman Brainiac Attacks, Superman Batman Public Enemies, Superman Batman Apocalypse, and Justice League. And that was our list for today. What did you think? Are you a fan of any of the Superman animated shows? Who was your favorite Superman animated actor? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section below. And while you're at it, I'll be honored if you subscribe to my channel. Click the little bell to stay informed. Share this video, as that will help me grow on YouTube as well. And check out the Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter franchise also in the comments section. Until next time, this is Kevin Given saying, live long and prosper. May the force be with you. And keep reaching for the stars.